Okay, so it's been a little while, guys. Sorry about that. I'm going to stand over here near the window doing this impromptu video because I keep getting messages from you guys, which I find lovely, asking where I am when I'm going to publish another video. So I've sort of tried to get myself out of this rut, picked up the camera, put the mic on, and yeah, here we are. So I guess I'll give you a bit of an update. I did get sick for about a month and lost my voice. So that was part of the reason I kind of lost my mojo with making videos and fell off the wagon. A lot's been going on with the cacti out here. I'm not sure if I'll include those in the video or not. I mean, a lot's been going on. They've been growing, it's winter, things are slowing down, but everything's still alive in there. And man, they are so much easier to take care of than aeroids and indoor plants. I just leave these guys alone. At the moment, I think I've watered them once in about 3 months, and that's it. That's it. No issues. Cacti. Okay, so I've done a lot of chopping and propping. As you can probably see here, I've got a whole bunch of stuff here. This biliet here, I tell you what, it is taking over. This thing, it's just shooting out the most insane growth, and the petioles, that petiole on the leaf, the most recent leaf is this one behind here. And I think the petiole's almost 1 meter long. So I don't know where I'm going to put this thing, guys. It's just getting out of hand. Shit's getting crazy. So that's going off like a frog in a sock. I've chopped and propped a whole bunch of my Albo small form Monstera. So I think at the moment I have about 55. We did reach the 50 goal, boom. But as a result of chopping and propping, I literally have no Albo in the house that is more than 1 leaf. At the moment, I think I just went nuts over a period of about a month, just chopping up every single large Albo that I had and turning them into single leaf propagations like this, all of which are sort of popping. So they've all got little growth points. And I'll turn the camera around so you can see. Here's a perfect example right in here. You can see these claws. This one's actually 2 nodes, so I did lie. There's a single leaf on here, I think. Oh no, 2 leaves. There's a little one down the side here too. So that's popped, and it's the same sort of story all the way through. You know, this one's popped here. This one's popping here. That one's popping down there, I think. Maybe on the other side. But yeah, so I've got a whole bunch here because I ran out of space. All along here, there's a few up here, and there's a few hiding down here as well, I think somewhere. So yeah, loads of those. The mint here, the Monstera mint, this is a platinum mint, I believe. This has been going crazy. So this was the one that I chopped up at the base originally, and it shot out a heap of growth points. Now, sort of as an update, a whole bunch of these growth points kind of just stopped and didn't keep going. I think you can probably see there's another one here, this little leaf. But 3 of them did keep going. So I've got this, I think that's the apical bud of this one. Yeah, so there you go. New leaves coming, sorry about the mess. New leaves are coming out of here. This is the new leaf on the second growth here. And there is a smaller one down here. So that's pretty cool. We have some Thai constellations here, but man, have they plummeted in value. So I'm just kind of holding on to these. I think I chopped this one a while back, and it actually turned into two growth points coming out of here. I chopped another one of these. I think I'm propagating it, or I may have sold it. I can't remember. But yeah, that was another high variegation Thai that I had, and it has just been slowly going. What else have we got? These are, I think these are green form silver swords. So the normal silver sword, I assume if they're green form silver swords that's the normal form. I propagated one of those, so I've got a whole bunch of those coming through. This is a UPI, and I tell you what, man, these things grow like this with these huge petioles as well. So I am not sure how much room I'm going to have. I've got a much bigger one that I might show you soon. But yeah, that thing's going off. This is the Brazil form Deliciosa. So I traded this for a Monstera Thai constellation. You'll kind of see, I think what you'll notice is that these fenestrations kind of go a lot closer to, I don't know what you call it, the vein of the leaf. That's sort of one of the key distinctions between that and, say, I think this is a large form. So you'll see it doesn't go in as far. Same with the Thai constellation. You know, there's about 2 or 3 inches there, whereas this guy goes right in. It's only about an inch. And it's the same thing with the Borsigianas or the small form Monstera. So that's everything that's sort of happening here. In terms of the green wall here, everything has just sort of kept growing. I'll see if I can come back a bit and give you a bit of a look. Like the Monstera silvipicana is kind of going crazy up the top here. This is Nepipremnum, Devil's Ivy, I think. And then everything else has kind of just kept going. It's been kind of surprising. What I do normally, at the moment this should work, I'll open up, sorry about the noise. I open up this window. The sun obviously comes in from over here. It bounces off the ground. It's not doing it currently, but it usually lights this up. It's probably going to do it less and less because it's winter at the moment. But yeah, I've been sort of interested in seeing if these guys would survive well or not, despite getting probably low light. I don't know if I'd call this sort of bright indirect light, but they seem to be going well. But what you will notice is things are definitely kind of getting stringy. This is a Micans, and these internodes are huge. So I would say it's definitely not getting as much light as it would like. But nonetheless, it kind of looks pretty nice. Something really interesting to notice, I have my, oh my God, I'm having a brain fart at the moment. You guys will know what this is though, right? The string of hearts. I've forgotten the species name, but I had a really long one and I had it in the plant room and I decided to chop it. You can probably see where I did it, right? I chopped it here because it was going all along the ground in the plant room. And it's really funny to see all the new growth is like green and white. I don't know how long it takes for it to sort of get pinky purpley, but you'll see there's this sort of sudden transition from the darker growth here to where I chopped it about here, and then just boom, all the new growth looks like this. And what's really funny is I'm just propagating it all in water, but you'll see again, same thing, all this new growth, despite it just being in a jar of water here. And taking quite a while, but hopefully you can see there are roots growing in there. I'm not sure what I'll do once this is all done though. Anyway, let's go into the plant room and I'll hopefully, actually, you know what, we'll go into my office first and I'll give you a bit of an update in here. So again, excuse the mess, but I didn't clean up. I just wanted to show you what was going on. So I've cleared this out a little bit. I had a whole bunch of stuff up the top here. This is the 69686, I think that's right. So I don't know what to do with this. This is growing as well. It's getting really big. I've just put it there for today. Under here we have the Corsinianum. This is also getting really big. I'm not sure how well you'll see this, but this is such a beautiful, beautiful plant. The leaves get massive, and I think it dates back to the 1800s. I think it's like 1888 or something, you know, which is crazy to think this hybrid was made then. It was one of the first ones made in Britain when they were going into the indoor plant craze back then in the Victorian era, and Jack the Ripper was around, right? In that decade, I think this was made as a hybrid. Jack the Ripper was going around killing prostitutes. So there you go, crazy, huh? Anyway, it's an interesting fun fact. I've got a load of anthuriums in here. They are outgrowing it, so I don't know what I'm going to do with these guys. My Dresleriae cross Forgetii dark complex is down the bottom here. This is probably one of my nicest ones. It's just really big and is kind of flowering profusely at the moment. And I actually took some of the pollen from this guy and pollinated my dark Forgetii, and that was successful. I took one of the seeds off recently. It's almost ready to go, so I'll probably sell some of those in the near future or grow them out myself. But yeah, got some strap leaf ones. This is a Polydiflorum crossed with a Panamens. It's looking a bit crusty, but it's doing okay now, I think, after its transition. This is a pure Panamens. And I had trouble with the Queen Anthurium. Mine is looking so horrible. And then I've got a whole bunch of, I think, crystallinums and hybrid crystallinums. I think there's a Magnificum up here. We've got a Clarinervium down here as well. What else? Yeah, I don't know. There's some Alocasias back here that seem to be doing okay. I've got an Atabapoense. Sorry, I'm losing grip on my phone. That is doing really nicely as well. I think I'll have to pull this guy up, but I just don't have space, guys. Everything is growing like crazy. My Florida just green down the back here is going off. Seems to love that location. Cebu blue here as well. And I'm just sort of letting them do their thing in here. But yeah, let's go into the plant room. Jesus Christ. It's a lot hotter in here. 60% humidity and 30 degrees. And I think outside today is probably about 20. So it's just nuts. Anyway, a lot of sunlight coming in here. We have propped and chopped and propped like crazy. I've got a whole bunch of Florida Beauties up the wazoo. I've got Florida Mints up the wazoo as well. Trying to think, what was I going to show you? Where is the other UPI? Oh, here it is. This is the other UPI that I have, and it was sitting on top of a cabinet, which is why all the leaves are facing downwards, because it was getting light from underneath the cabinet in my office. So I brought it in here to hopefully try and sort of perk it up. Anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around and give you a squiz. I will also give you a warning for anyone with epilepsy. You probably want to turn off now because there may be flashing lights. Anytime I turn the camera around in here, that doesn't do it here, but when I turn it around and focus, it seems to just flash because of the LEDs. So yeah, forgive me for that. Okay, so this little corner in the closet, I have a really powerful LED here. This is my large form Aurea, that half leaf one, and it is just going nuts. I'm actually chopping this up this weekend because the person that I bought this with, Tier 2, wants his half of the plant, obviously. But yeah, so see if I can give you a tour here. We have a whole bunch of stuff. This is my Ilsa mannii that seems to have reverted. I guess we'll see how it goes, but it is massive. You'll see down here just how big this variegated leaf is, but this one came out and it is huge. So that thing coming out of this chunk is an absolute beast. We have loads of propagations in water down here, to be honest. I think there are at least 4 buckets. I chopped up my yellow Thai. I've got a whole bunch of Florida Mints in here, Albos. There are also some Aureas in here. I've also chopped up my Whipple Way. There's loads going on here. Small form Aurea that has a lot of issues with browning off. I hate this thing. Look at this leaf. Look at this. How is this held on? Gross. I've just had to chop it all the way back to here and then it stayed. Really weird. Really large Albo. This is actually the only Albo I think I have that is more than 2 leaves at the moment in the collection. Yeah, growing out of here. So yeah, chopped and propped loads. Here is the Dark Forgetii Anthurium. We've had a battle with spider mites repeatedly in here. Here is what I pollinated it with. It was the Dresleriae that I was talking about in there, and you can feel it's started getting really dry, and you can see this is yellowed off, so it'll be ready to harvest soon. Whoa, sorry for the flashing, Jesus. Spirit of Sancti here, the Red Anderson and the El Guapos, they are all still alive and going well. I had a bit of a problem with these guys kind of yellowing. I think it was because they weren't getting enough nutrients, so I transplanted them into soil here and watering them more with nutrient solutions, so hopefully that does them a little bit better. And then yeah, it's just the same sort of thing, loads of propagations at the moment. I've also filled up the propagation station down here with El Chocos, with Adansonii, with a bunch of other things. Look at this, the Esqueleto that I chopped and propped off the side here. That's already coming back, so that was where I took that propagation. Loads of Albos up here that are propagating away. And same thing sort of over here, loads of props. So yeah, this is sort of where we're at currently. There's just stuff everywhere. El Choco's down here. I think this is a Dean McDowell. Have to go through it all. And yeah, loads of Florida Beauties. Anyway, that is probably enough for now. If you've got any questions or whatever, or you want to see more of any of the stuff in here, feel free to let me know. I think actually Sumac, one of my sort of colleagues with the plant stuff, is coming down this weekend, and I'm going to give him a whole bunch of stuff to try and sell up in Melbourne. So that'll hopefully give me a bit more space, which would be really good. We'll see how we go. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything, just send a comment down in the, in the comments section, and I'll chat to you there. But thank you again all for the really nice comments and well wishes, and sorry again for not being, what would you say, prolific with uploading videos during May. Apologies. Anyway, thanks again, guys. See ya.